Dustin is in Madison, Wisconsin. Hi, Dustin. How are you?
I'm doing all right. How about yourself?
Better than I deserve. What's up?
All right. So I'm a pretty analytical person, and about 6 months ago, I almost did something and buy a house.
Mm-hmm.
I decided to do my first budget and realized how stupid I was being with my money, and realized that was going to be a really bad idea in my current situation.
Yeah.
After that, I decided I wanted to learn more about budgeting, financing, and stuff like that, and I just dove into podcasts and stuff, and that's how I came across you.
Okay.
Now, I'm one of those people, I like to share what I know, and I was just curious, what's a good way to get my friends involved, too? It's one of those things where in a group, I think it's more supportive, and I think they'll follow through better.
Okay.
I plan on taking FPU for myself, the home study. Just haven't got it quite yet, and I want to share some of those.
Well, maybe you lead FPU as a home group for a bunch of your friends if you could get them to join, or start it at your church and get them to join there, however that works for you. That's a way. That's one of the reasons Financial Peace University works, is you're right. You're onto something. When people are in a group, a supportive group, where they're holding you accountable and encouraging you, it changes your probability of behavior modification is way up versus sitting in your living room by yourself looking at a screen, right? And so that's really the reason that Financial Peace University has been so successful. It's not my teaching or my beauty. It's not my haircut, so for sure. But it is the fact that people get in each other's lives and go, no, you can't do that, or you got this, man, you can do it. You're encouraging or you're holding accountable. That's the magic to it, so to speak. And now, as far as talking to someone about it, I had an experience the other day. When Sharon and I had been married about 10 years, we hit the wall and almost killed each other and ended up going to a marriage counselor. It saved our lives and our marriage. And I read a bunch of marriage books about that time as well. Just to learn how to be married, because I really was a pretty sucky husband. And so I was learning how to do it better. And so I was sitting with one of my friends the other day. He was talking about his marriage is not doing good. And so I didn't start wagging my finger and going, well, you're stupid. You ought to do this. You ought to do that. You're out of control. This and that and this and that. Instead, I just talked about the dumb things that I had done and some of the things I learned so that I quit doing dumb things. And the result was, our marriage is a whole lot better, like a bazillion times better, right? And I said, the book that helped me is this book, and I handed him one of those books, and I handed him, Love and Respect, another book from my friend Egrich that wrote that book. It's a great marriage book, and so on. So, that's the way you do it. You talk about when you messed up, not how messed up they are, and that you just told me a great story. I almost bought a house because I was stupid. But when I sat down and looked at where I was, it saved me from making a really bad financial decision. And inside, when you're talking to your friend who's making bad financial decisions, they're thinking to themselves, well, that's me. I make bad financial decisions all the time. But you don't have to wag your finger at them and go, you're stupid. They already come to that conclusion pretty quick. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
So it's a methodology for persuasion that pulls people rather than pushes them, and it doesn't say you need this class, you ought to go to this class. Now I can say that on the radio, but you can't say that one-on-one with your friends, right? And one-on-one with your friends, you're going, I needed this class, and it really helped me. And and if you wanted to come, I'm going to be doing the class, and man, I would be honored if you and your wife sat in, and that kind of a thing. But you don't need to go. You're stupid, and if you don't come to this class, you're going to keep being stupid. That's just not a method for persuasion. It doesn't work. And people try that though all the time. I had a friend try to tell me the same thing about nutrition one time, and he started just telling me all the stuff I was doing wrong, and I'm like, you know what? Your color is so bad, you look like you need a steak. And that was my answer to him. He's like one of these vegetarian characters. And so I'm just like, dude, you need to eat a steak. And it kind of shut the conversation down. I didn't really solicit his advice. And he comes in and starts telling me, wearing me out about eating carrots, And so, people don't want your advice. But if you tell them your story about the time you messed up, and then when you stopped messing up, how your life got better, they relate to that, they connect to that, and it's winsome. It draws them in. And it's not manipulation. It's just how we communicate properly on areas that are sensitive, like money or marriage or parenting or whatever, you know. It's just very difficult subjects to talk about. Religion, people don't want to talk about religion, you know. And, you know, if you just want to pick a fight, you can pick a fight in any of those areas. They're pretty easy to pick. But that's not what you're trying to do, Dustin, to your credit. You're trying to involve your friends. And it is kind of different than recommending a movie. You know, we went and saw Jason Bourne the other day. It was a good movie. And, you know, you just got a recommendation just like that. You know, okay. You know, but it's not like going to change your life. And it's not the antidote to something you're doing wrong in your life. It's just a movie. And it's kind of like another Bourne movie. They're fairly predictable. Several people get killed and Jason kills them. I mean, it's not, you know, it's like watching 24 or something, you know. I mean, somebody's going to die, you know. It's like, you know, we kind of know this going into the theater, right? So, but it's worth seeing. It's a good movie. If you like an action flick, you know, if you like the other Bournes, you'll like that one, I think. So, but that's a different kind of a recommendation than me recommending a marriage book to my friend who's stubbing his toe in his marriage right now. And the way you phrase that and the way you get at that conversation is completely different. So, good question, man. It's an honor to talk to you, and I appreciate you being a listener in Madison, Wisconsin. Appreciate you hanging out with us.
Hey guys, Rachel Cruz here. Hope you enjoyed that video from the Dave Ramsey Show. If you want to watch another great video, check out my video, 3 Things You Should Consider Renting, right over here, or click the link in the description below.